Hello, everyone. Thank you once again for stopping by. If you are new, which I will presume you are, well, maybe not, please press the like button and don't forget to subscribe. It costs you zero, nothing. Nothing, it costs you nothing. Nothing. Okay, let's have a look at the news that is dominating the airwaves. Well, not so much because we try to cover the news that the mainstream media don't really cover, and if they do, it will be in the middle of the papers or towards the end of the news or somewhere just buried in somewhere in the news uh, in such a way that it does not draw attention to the news itself, because we have to realize or remember, and I will assume you are one of those people. We are in a time of propaganda war, and I will say to you, seek the truth and the truth shall set you free. Now let's talk. Okay, and where do I start? I start with Brazil. The former president Lula has been reported to have won the election, or speculation, or so far the result that has been declared is got a lead. But as of today, the 1st of November, the incumbent, the current president, President Bolsonaro, is yet to concede defeat. So there we are. We see what happens in the next few days. Maybe President Bolsonaro is going to challenge the result of the election. We see. Okay, let's talk about Ukraine. In the last few days, Ukraine has suffered massive attack on its infrastructure. And according to the mayor of Kiev, Kitishenko, he was reported to have said that it is now horrible. And the information I'm getting, before I did this video, I did some reading and do some research, and some writers are saying close to 45-50% of the infrastructure in Ukraine has been destroyed. Bear in mind, in some city to be well over 50%, in some area might be. It depends on which part of the country you are really. But at the same time, I'm beginning to wonder how good or reliable is the addition and subtraction or simple arithmetic by the Ukrainians, because they seem to have now invented another form of arithmetic whereby 100% is no longer 100%. They claim that the efficiency of some of their air defense system is more or less 100%. Yet they are asking from help from the West, from the Western country, NATO countries, to help them to have better air defense system because they are struggling in this area. In After one of the missiles attack, I think yesterday, there was a press release that there were 50 missiles were the launch, of which they were able to shut down 44, leaving six. And of the six, No, before I go into the number, at the same time, a few minutes later or later on, in another release, they claim that 10 regions were hit by these private caliber missiles. And I'm thinking, these caliber missiles must be able to divide into two or three because you're saying that you have only six missile went through the air defense system. Six went through the yeah, but these six were able to land at 10 locations and hit 18 targets, 18 targets. So the average hit per missile is three. Hmm. It looks like Russian has developed another form of missiles that mid-air will separate into three of two parts and go into a different direction. Or either the missile hits one target and then we calibrate. So actually, there's a few more, but there's only two of us. What am I gonna do? Okay, I'm not gonna rest. I'm not gonna go to heaven now or hell. I'm gonna keep on fighting. I'm going to go to the next target or the next location and try and do my work. And I think that's how they operate. This is what I call them smart missiles. They know where to go. They know what to do. Just program it, and then just bam. Oh, they dive, they go up and down, dive and divide into two or three. So because that's the only way, if you have six and you have 18 hits, so each missile must be allocated three driven targets. That's Ukrainian info. It looks like in their quest to do good propaganda, they start messing up their mathematics, which becomes unreliable. Also, in the United Kingdom, the support for Ukraine seems to be, well, in most of other part of the world, really, seems to be reducing, waning, falling. There was a survey done by Sky News, and people were asked their views about whether they would like to continue to support for Ukraine, irrespective of the impact on the cost of living. 32% said no. Only 42% want United Kingdom to continue to support Ukraine, irrespective of the cost on the people, which is less than half. So that's a bit, you know. Let's see. Let's wait and see. You know. Okay, we now move on to the Grain Corridor. This is the corridor that was set up by the Turkish government and United Nations, Ukrainian and Russian government. Over the weekend, the Ukrainians were accused of violating or using the corridor, the safe corridor for shipping of grain to the rest of the world, to the rest of the world, and using that to attack Sevastopol, the Russian naval base in Crimea, which led to Russia suspending its cooperation in the safety in terms of the continuation of this grain deal. However, the Russian foreign minister Lavrov spoke to his Turkish counterpart, and I also believe that President Putin of Russia spoke to President Erdogan of Turkey, and Putin said to Erdogan in the readout that Russia will continue to cooperate as long as Turkey can get guarantee from Ukraine not to use that safety corridor to attack them again. I'm not really sure whether to. I don't know whether that makes sense because personally, it looks like this agreement they just keep on making agreement with each other only to be broken. It don't seem to have the willingness to actually want to. They don't have no intention. I won't say the willingness. They have the willingness to just do the agreement, but no intention of implementing this their agreement. So, whatever security guarantee or agreement that Ukraine will be given, well, I suppose history will judge. If I were in position, I will use my historical or memory to judge whether to rely on that or not. And there's also been a lot of report. There was also a report about this Russian air base in near Latvia that I was that was attacked or at least reported to have suffered some kind of explosions, which I think which has been reported to be a sabotage. I don't know how this keep on happening in at the Russian bases. It looks like the security system is a bit lacking. But, I'm not saying they got nothing, but or maybe there are some people within the military structure or apparatus that are doing these things because definitely because people doing working underground. Um, so I would suspect that I will advise or think that which I think they already do anyway. They need to really tighten up the security around their bases, because the war is costing a lot of lives and money. And I think it's about time we try and find a solution to this and see what happens. Also, just before I finish, today is the 1st of November. It is the beginning of it is the start of the implementation of the OPEC Plus cut in oil production. So we'll see what happens with that. And I think in my next video, in the next few days, I will try and do a review of the capping of Russian oil and gas and price control by releasing, which America is doing by releasing some petrol from its strategic reserve. And it is 10 years this week that NATO attacked Libya under the pretext of enforcing no-fly zone, which, as we all know, was a camouflage for a regime change. And it is one example whereby we can all agree NATO is not a defensive organization because Libya did not attack any NATO country, and NATO did not have the UN mandate to attack Libya or to um, make facilitate a regime change within the country. Yes, people have different opinion about Gaddafi. He's a horrible man to some. Yeah, yes, definitely is. But we're talking about the legality of the attack. Anyway, this is about Gaddafi anyway. It's okay. Okay, maybe another day we talk about that. I think I'm gonna round it up here. I'm just trying to see if I got anything that might be interesting. Oh, also, finally, the NATO countries, out of their own goodwill and just to prove that they are innocent, after probably removing any potential, any evidence that may be at the scene of the crime, as now we've been told, allow Gazprom to inspect the site of the Nord Stream explosion, the sabotage. I don't think anything new is gonna be detected from here. We don't know, but I doubt it. And if there were anything there, it would have been kind of taken or at least destroyed by the previous inspectors, which are NATO countries, because many people will probably state or suspect that this action will have will have been done by a NATO member country. Which one we don't know. Yeah, everyone has their own suspects, and I have my own suspects. Okay. So we see what happens. I think it's just a well, just an exercise in itself, and probably just for Russia to have more document on top of document to go to United Nations and more, because nothing else is going to do. Russia won't do anything. Most of the time, Russia just mourn, oh, we attack, we attack the command and control center. That was never done. Anyway, we see, and thank you very much for joining me once again. And don't forget, please, if you've not pressed the like button, please do, and don't forget also to subscribe. It costs you absolutely zero. Thank you very much. Have a good morning and have a good afternoon. Have a good evening, and wherever you are, seek for the truth, and the truth shall set you free.